Sanjeev Srivastava joining us, sir. Good afternoon. And Dr. Vikram Singh as well, sir. Good afternoon to you as well. Dr. Vikram Singh, sir, you've seen exactly as far as the entire operation that has been carried out ever since, Atiq Ahmed was brought time and again from Sabarmati jail to Prayagraj jail. Nothing changed for him, whether he was behind bars or he was out there in the open. But, sir, how was he even allowed to become so powerful in the first place?
You see the complicity of the powers that be within the politicians, and some dishonorable and corrupt officers in the police and the administration facilitated and created an ecosystem of growth for Atiq. You would realize that such an existence is possible only. He didn't exist in vacuum. The positive ecosystem for him was provided by complicit politicians and the officers at the lowest rung, and the rest is history. And I would say, apart from being complicit, they were beneficiaries of all the loot and plunder by Atiq and his gang. That is why you would see that no deterrent action was possible till very, very recently. And that explains the complicity of the administration, the politicians, which is the classic definition of who the mafia is. When he is able to penetrate the administration and is a beneficiary. And the nexus between politicians, mafia, and the bureaucracy, Atiq would be the classic example of how he has been able to build up an empire. It's a different story that it has gone down like a house of cards today.
Well, Sanjeev sir, what do you have to say to those who call him and refer to him as Atiq ji, call him that it is the media who turned him into a gangster? And as far as the cases against him are still concerned, that have been going on, and they have been going on since years, sir. More than 100 FIRs registered against this man.
So actually, what are we trying to establish? We all know that Atiq was a gangster, that there were 100 or more cases against him of extortion, kidnapping, murder, all kinds of the most heinous crimes. So that is established. So what does this phone tape which you have actually played out, I'm sorry to ask, what does it really establish? It establishes only what we all know. Or are you trying to say that he was a secular don, even Muslims were on his target? I really don't understand. The issue really
is... No, sir, apologies, sir. We're talking about that. They have been coming out and saying that the particular community is being targeted in a manner to deflect from the real issue. Nobody is calling Atiq a saint. Nobody is calling him a messiah. But how become so powerful to this age, to this time, that even police dreaded him, sir? The administration dreaded him.
I think those who are trying to make it a Hindu-Muslim issue they are very wrong. But the work of media should be that how was he killed? What was the conspiracy? How do we allow, murderers or criminals to be killed in police custody? Should we look the other way? I think that is to be a bigger
Nobody is justifying that either, sir. Mithun, a comment from you. Nobody is justifying that either. Of course, he was killed there in police custody. The police was out there for his protection and to even transport him safely after doing that routine medical checkup. Nobody is justifying that either. But nobody is calling him a saint either as well, isn't it, Mithun?
It was clearly,
yes. First of all,
a hatchet job.
Can stop now. Can I speak?
And rather than talking about his past, which we all know,
please allow me to speak, sir.
Please.
You are done. I think your time is over.
Established. He was a gunda, he was a criminal, he was a mafia, he was a murderer.
Allow me to speak. Can you please allow me to speak? See, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Times Now for bringing out this crucial audio tape. Oh God, how can you have a discussion like this?
Mithun, go on.
See, I was trying to say that I would like to congratulate your team for bringing out this crucial audio tape and exposing his crimes, because there's a media glorification of these two gangsters happening across the nation ever since they were shot dead. Very little was discussed about their criminal activities that took many lives and left many people homeless. So I don't say that this can justify the killing. Their killing is very unfortunate, but we have seen examples where despite high security, criminals have managed to carry out their acts. So the probability of crime taking place even with the highest level of security is something we must understand. And if I have to take examples, there are many, from killing of the Japanese Prime Minister, and I don't have to mention about Rajiv Gandhi and Indira Gandhi. Now, in this particular case, the UP government has acted very seriously. 17 officials have been suspended. A high-level inquiry has been ordered. And we should not forget, it is the Yogi government that brought down crime rates significantly, brought down crime significantly down. if you have to you just have to look at the data, like Yogi Adityanath himself was saying, not a single riot took place during his period. So attacking the government because one criminal with hundreds of
what
enemies
Yogi Adityanath has been saying that the situation has turned so much. The Uttar Pradesh before 2017 and Uttar Pradesh today, the people used to be dreading the mafias. It is now the mafias who seem to be dreading Yogi Adityanath. Is it? Pranesh was right there, Sanjeev sir. Pranesh was right there. All night as Times Now team has been taking up those very questions, whether it was a larger conspiracy or not. Such kind of killing that is now taking place while being in police custody, that is also being questioned by our teams here. Pranesh, over to you.
No one is condoning. I just want to set the record straight. I heard Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava his views on this, and I have high regards for him. No one, by any stretch of imagination, Mr. Srivastava, and to all our guests, is trying to condone what happened. In fact, we were the first to raise questions and ask direct and hard questions of the Yogi administration about this criminal lapse. Because the courts had granted custody, they knew that this was a high-value target. Despite that, they could not protect Atiq-Ahmed and his brother Ashraf. But all that we are trying to underline today is the fact that this man was not a messiah. He was a dreaded gangster, mafioso, someone who had little regard for human lives and for human sentiments. So when you hear the likes of Ram Gopal Yadav come out and blame the media and say that, look, media made him a gangster, और छोटी-छोटी बातें होते रहती है. Now, what would the same ecosystem say when they are confronted with these chats? Just to give you an example, Amita, of his mindset inside the jail, and this is not some 2-3 decade old chat. This is from January this year, January 7th to be precise. And just highlight that. Look at this line. बहुत जल्दी सारे हालात बदल रहे हैं. मैंने सब्र कर लिया है. Just this line. बहुत जल्दी सारे हालात बदल रहे हैं. What does he mean? Now I think what he meant was that he was planning something, and just 2 months later, Umesh Pal was bumped off by his henchmen, including his son. So he was already planning something big, and now that we have the chat, that betrays his mindset, the planning that went into it. But despite all of this, not one mainstream politician has come out and said that, look, what Atiq did was horrendous. He must pay for his crimes. But that is not to suggest that you kill him like this, like the way Atiq-Ahmed was killed. There is a rule of law. We are a functioning democracy. The courts take that call. Whom to punish, how much to punish, and when to punish. But I once again want to underline, these WhatsApp chats and the Atiq terror tapes that we have should serve as a reality check for all those people who've so far been in denial.
Dr. Singh, sir, do you want to add to that? Because yes, of course, Sanjeev sir has been calling him as a gunda, but who allowed him to become a gunda? I'm told that Abdul Basit ji is also with us. Abdul Basit ji, Atiq ji जिस तरह से आपके नेता बोल रहे थे, और अभी यही बात पे और इस मुद्दे पे अभी सवाल उठाया जा रहा है कि आखिरकार उनको इतना ताकतवर बनने कैसे दिया? ये डॉन कैसे बन गए आपके जो नेता अतीक जी कहते हैं? आप बार-बार उन्हें जी क्यों लगा रहे हैं उनके पीछे नाम के?
देखिए, मैडम मैं आपको पहले ही बताया, अतीक जी कोई मुद्दा नहीं है, मुद्दा है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का। अतीक जी का मुद्दा तो आपने माइंड सेट कर दिया है कि किसी भी बीजेपी गैर बीजेपी पार्टी का शाह गिराने में मीडिया ने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर लिया है। अतीक जी मुद्दा नहीं है, मुद्दा है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर। अगर उमेश पाल की हत्या हुई है, वो भी यूपी गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर एक तमाचा है। अगर अतीक अहमद की हत्या हुई है, वो भी एक यूपी गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर तमाचा है। यूपी गवर्नमेंट के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, वो प्रधानमंत्री बनने का सपना देख रहे हैं, और प्रधानमंत्री का सपना जब भी पूरा होगा जब उन्हें लग रहा है कि यहाँ पर मुसलमानों की किलिंग करी जाए, झगड़े कराए जाए, मारकाट करी जाए।
सर, दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट पॉइंट दैट आई वाज रेजिंग, सर।
प्रधानमंत्री की कुर्सी के
यहाँ पे माइनॉरिटीज का नाम कहाँ से आ जाता है, संजीव सर? दैट इज द पॉइंट, दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डील विद, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू आवर नेताज फ्रॉम द आरजेडी, बिकॉज फॉर देम अतीक अहमद इज नॉट अ डॉन, ही इज अतीक जी फॉर देम। संजीव सर,
अधिकारियों के मुंह पर
so clearly there is politics around all this. We all know what is the SP and or the BSP line of politics.
अब्दुल जी, दूसरों को भी मौका दीजिए सर। जी,
क्षमा कीजिए, मैं बोल लूं प्लीज। मैं तो सिर्फ इसी बात कह रहा हूँ। We know that is politics. What is the BJP's line of politics? We know. What is the SP line of politics? We know. What is the BSP line of politics? We know. And that is a fact. Everybody knows as much as everybody knows that Atiq was a dreaded criminal, gangster, extortionist, murderer. My limited point was that he was in jail precisely because of that. He was serving a sentence. He was just convicted a week or 10 days ago on a life term. So that is all established. My limited point was that why are we trying to establish something which is well established, that he was a hardened
Sir, what
criminal
also it's
and the
trying to
worst
be
of the lot.
established that even by being behind bars, Dr. Singh, sir, if you can elaborate on that point, even by being behind bars, he was actively running his criminal empire, sir. It wouldn't have been possible without any political patronage, isn't it, Dr. Singh?
Absolutely, absolutely. Make no mistake about it. Repetition, internalization, there is an insidious attempt to whitewash the black deeds and criminality of Atiq and his gang. And your disclosure of the very, very sensitive telephonic conversation and the WhatsApp chats would go to reinforce that Atiq was a gangster and he needed the harshest and the most drastic of punishment. There can be no dispute about that. Of course, the way he was murdered also raises many questions. They also needs to be answered, and a question mark on what policing and what prowess the police had. And I do hope that the 17 policemen who were are placed under suspension and dismissed from service. But having said that, all the beneficiaries, those who are saying Atiq Ji, Osama Ji, Hafiz Ji, Ishrat Jahan mein Bihar ki beti hai, they have to explain to the nation what are your compulsions of going after criminals and be using superlatives in respect of criminals, anti-national elements,
right, sir,
enemies of humanity.
Absolutely, because everything is being questioned here, especially when it comes to with impunity, how this man, this Don, was able to run his empire even behind bars, and also when it comes to there cannot be any justification in the manner that he was killed in cold blood. We have opened our phone lines. The viewers who are watching this broadcast, they also have something to say because we'll be sharing, taking their opinion live on the channel. So Abdul ji, आप एक बार सुन लीजिए. लोगों की आवाज है सर, ये कोई नेता नहीं हमारे साथ जुड़ रही है, लोगों की आवाज है और उनसे डायरेक्टली सुन लेते हैं आप आखिरकार उनको इन मुद्दे पे क्या कहना है. आई एम टोल्ड दैट नागराज इज विद अस फ्रॉम बेंगलुरु. यस मिस्टर नागराज. सर, कैन यू हियर मी? ऑलराइट, कैप्टन जसपाल इज आल्सो विद अस. सर, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Dr. Vikram Singh, good afternoon, and the other panelists. You see, the blood that did not boil after seeing that fellow being shot in Prayagraj and hand grenade thrown, there is something wrong with the blood group. When police is attacked, when the advocate is attacked, and I will tell you why they call G. In 1988, when Mulayam Singh and Ajit Singh, they fought to be the election to be the chief minister. From Hazratganj, Charbagh police station, Kalidas Park and cantonment, there were thousands of gunmen who were supporting Mulayam Singh. That is why Mulayam Singh clan calls them G. There is no other reason. Samajwadi Party, you see that photograph where both these brothers are shot, one in black, one in white. Samajwadi is in white and party is in black.
Well, sir, that is your reading into the issue there. You can obviously put your point of view on air right now, but here when it comes to the main questions that is being also raised on the political patronage is something that allowed Atiq Ahmed to be what he was today, till recently at least, when he had turned into a Don and so many cases were registered against him. I'm told that Mr. D'Souza is with us from Chennai. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. What do you have to say, sir?
Ma'am, my name is D'Souza. I'm calling from Chennai.
Yes, sir.
All I want to say is this man is a thug. And he frightens people and kills people. I give my raises and praises to Mr. Modi, to Mr. Amit Shah, and to Mr. Yogi. They have done a very good service for the country. I want to thank them so much. I'm following this and coming. 1. 2 is, he who lives with the sword dies by the sword. And all these people who are trying to support and make Atiq Ahmed a hero, they are the chip of the same block.
All right.
They are birds of a feather, they flock together.
All right.
And tell me the company you keep, and I'll tell you what you are.
Thank you very much, Mr. D'Souza. I'm completely running out of time, but your point has been well taken. Thank you very much to all our guests as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much for taking out your time and speaking to us right here on Times Now. This is the biggest story, the biggest news break of the day. We will be delving into more details exactly. What is the exact opinion of the people there on ground? Because they have been coming out and saying that they have been heaving a sigh of relief with Atiq and his other gangsters who are now dead.